All right. I apologize if this comes off a little strange. It's unscripted, so I may make a few mistakes. What we're trying to do is we're transferring the program that's in a current in-service existing BB816 to a new piece of hardware that's being installed in place of it, which is a BB1616 DT. And there, of course, have been some various adjustments made to the modules within that. We would like to keep those modules so that we don't have to reprogram them. Basically save ourselves as much labor as possible. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up the existing project that we have. That's this guy here, and you can see there's a bunch of different objects here which we really don't have to do a lot with. What's important and what we care about is that these things here all have settings which have been done to them, and we don't want to have to redo all of those. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves have a little bit of room. Then we're going to drag in the unit that we're going to be replacing that first unit with. And that's this. It's a BB1616DT. The next thing we're going to do is, again, make ourselves a little bit of room here, and we're going to transfer these across. So, for example, we know that this goes into 5, and it's going to go into analog in 5 here. We know that this goes into 4, same story. We're going to go down to analog in 4, and we're going to do the same thing for each of these in turn. It's a little bit like if you've ever replaced the distributor cap on a car with spark plugs. You transfer the wires across one by one so that you don't make any mistakes, and just try to do a clean job of it. At the end, of course, you'll still want to label each of these with whatever they need to be labeled with, but it's seriously as easy as that on the outside. Now, the next thing we want to do is on the inside, copy across what's in there. So first thing we'll do is we'll open each of them up and we'll give ourselves some room. So I'm going to go ahead and move this guy way over here, give myself as much room as I can, because of course it's a pretty big design and we want to make sure that that everything is visible when we're doing this. So giving myself a whole bunch of room here. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and that should be enough. And then we'll open up this one and do the same thing. We'll go ahead and expand this up to as big as we can get it, while still also having the other one visible. We're going to zoom out just a little bit so we have a little bit of visibility there. I'll move this out of the way. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just drag a loop all the way around this. It's holding down the left mouse button, drag a loop around it the same as you would in any editing program. You can see that we've selected almost everything. Some of these wires didn't select for reasons that are way beyond my pay grade. And we'll go ahead and hold down Control-C for copy, just like an MS Word or something like that. We'll click down here to highlight this window, and then we'll Control-V for paste. Again, exactly like in any word processor. Now you can see I didn't quite give myself enough room. That's okay. We can grab these things and move them wherever they need to be moved. So we'll go ahead and move this out of the way. Now you can see some of these wires didn't translate across. That's because this output right here versus this output right here, these are tied to the physical device. So you can see, for example, we only have 8 inputs here. We have 16 inputs here plus 16 network inputs on the BB1616 DT. And so if this all translated across, it wouldn't really, because we don't have this module. This module doesn't exist on this hardware. All this other virtual stuff totally exists on it because it's just software. So what we'll do is we'll rewire all the different ones that our wiring missed, the ones that didn't copy across. I'm not going to bore you by doing every one of those in the video because that'll just be pretty tedious. I'll do it after we're done here. The one thing you might want to try and do while you're in here, though, is you'll notice that some of these are labeled, right? We've got main left, main right, sub, monitor, dining, bar, etc. And how you do that, of course, is you highlight the wire, and then you can type in here to propagate main L, and you can see that that has changed the destination label to match what the source label was for this particular wire. And we can do that for every single one of these until they match what was in here. Of crucial importance, every single one of these has all the stuff that was in it before in it again. It's set exactly the way that it was set. All right, so that leaves us with very little left to do. We've already transferred over all of the stuff that's inside here from where it was before and labeled it. All of these things, of course, have the settings that they're supposed to already have in them, transferred right across because we copied them. All that's really left to do is just finish up a little bit of the wiring here, which you can see we've created there. This can now be highlighted, and we hit the delete key, and it's gone. And then we just move this thing up for the sake of visually making a little bit more sense. And this is it. And all we have to do is do save project as. I've already done this once before, so we'll go ahead and save it with this file name, and there it is. That's ready for me to package up and email out. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and I hope your job goes well for you.